Hi everyone, Steve here from the Vinyl Record Mission. Today, I'm going to prove to you that records from the 50s and 60s came with these poly inner sleeves.
Your two favorite guys, Ryan and Steve from the Vinyl Record Mission.
I want you to first and foremost know that this video is not to belittle anyone or, prove them wrong. It is never about that. Here at the Vinyl Record Mission, we are not about being right or wrong. We are about learning and educating. So sometimes we misinform people and they correct us. And we love that. That's awesome. That's one of the main reasons I'm here, is to learn. But I'm also here to share what I know. And if I share some information that is not correct, I encourage you guys to inform me. And there's a right way to inform somebody. There's a nice way. And most of you are well aware of how to be respectful in your comments. And every now and then there's, some dodo that likes to, just ruffle somebody's feathers, or try at least. But we don't take things too seriously here. I actually have fun with the banter, and anybody that likes to try and ruffle my feathers, I get a kick out of that. It's more fun for me than I think it is for them. That's probably why they don't do it very often. But getting back to the learning and the educating, sometimes I post a video and I get a response from somebody about what I posted, and they correct me on something, but they are misinformed. And I will let them know in the comments that they're misinformed and the information that they may have gotten is incorrect. And I share with them what I know. Sometimes giving the information through the comments isn't enough. So I wanted to do a video to help this individual who commented on a video that I did on the off-gassing of PVC inner sleeves, and my most recent damaged record from aftermarket PVC inner sleeve that somebody used on a 1956 Charlie Parker record, which kind of had a really, really weird reaction. If you go back, you'll see the video. But a person, Vinyl Wood was the channel, and he commented, and he informed me that there were no poly inner sleeves back in the 50s and 60s. So what I think he means by poly are the plastic baggy sleeves inside. He said that all the sleeves in the 50s and 60s were thin paper. And so I know that to be completely and totally incorrect, because I have records with those inner sleeves. And I'm going to show you those records right now. I'm going to start with one from 1959, and this is Dave Brubeck. Everybody knows this record, and it's the classic Time Out. Dave Brubeck, 1959, stereo version. And this record has and came with, let's see if I get it out of here. These are still in their original inner sleeves because they're not in the greatest condition. You can see, like, this one has a little stain in the back. So, and believe it or not, this is how it came. Yeah, this is a 1959 pressing of Dave Brubeck's, and you can see what it's in. It's in a polylined baggie. I don't know how many of you have seen these, but I've seen probably thousands of them in my record career. The vinyl on this, however, is pristine. It is the reason that I picked it up, because I can play this record and it sounds beautiful. These have been in their original inner sleeves ever since I've had them, and there is no off-gassing at all. These inner sleeves seem to be very safe from that period of time. In this case, 1959. Moving on to another pressing from 1959, and this is Dave Brubeck Quartet again. It seems like Columbia Records did a lot of these. What I found over the years is that These poly inner baggies were from Decca, early Decca. The black and silver labels is what I usually noticed them on, which were the early and mid 50s. And then Verve also had the inner baggies made of this poly material, as well as Columbia. They did quite a lot. I've got all the ones I have to show you are my Brubecks right now. So this is again from 1959, and this one still in the record, again in a poly lined, exactly as you saw, same shape, same material as the previous Brubeck album. And again, you can see this is the early 59 label there. Moving on. I know what you're saying right now. This guy, anybody that thinks that this is, you know, I'm trying to pull the wool over somebody's eyes, is saying, "Oh, these are already open. Those were aftermarket." Stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to shock your inner sleeves off. The next one is from 1964, and it is Time Changes, Dave Brubeck Quartet. And this one, because it was so nice, I ended up taking out the record, but it has the exact same. I hate taking these things out, but I'm going to do it for you. This is the exact same one right here. Does that look familiar? Yeah. So there's another one from Columbia. It's a later pressing. You can see now we're on the 2i Columbia right there. And later pressing with the black text on the bottom. That's symbolic of the year as well. So if you're ever going to keep your poly-lined sleeves in your covers, don't try to put them back without the record in it. It's a nightmare. So put the record back in the sleeve, and then you can slide it in just like that. Yeah. But trying to put a poly bag like that into a record sleeve without the record in it is, man, it's like waterboarding someone. Next is this beautiful, beautiful 1966 copy of Dave Brubeck, the best of the greatest hits, Dave Brubeck. Yeah, and you can see this one, the inner sleeve is not really old, and this one looks really, really nice. See that? How beautiful that is? And the sleeve on this thing is just beautiful. 1966. I mean, that's still pretty old. That's 58 years old. 57, 58 years old. That's how old I am. Look at Baggy, looks better than I do. And this is where the label did change to the white text, but it's still the 2i Columbia stereo. Very, very, very nice. Again, we're looking at Columbia records, and they were all equipped with these poly baggies. I don't know why. I mean, I'm just saying. I do believe that there are more paper inner sleeves out there than there are poly bags. I don't know what caused the change and why the executives at Columbia Records decided, hey, no more poly bags. They switched over to paper inner sleeves. Probably was economical, which is weird by me because plastic has always been cheaper than wood. And then lastly, I've got this 1962-63 pressing of Miles Davis at Carnegie Hall. And this is an amazing record. And don't ever let this deter you. A lot of times when you first start out, people say, oh, the electronically rechanneled for stereo things, they suck. Don't do that. Don't get those. Pass them up. Well, if you pass this record up because of that, you're a ding-dong. So this, again, same poly inner sleeve. Yep. And I've got the record here to prove it was in that when I got it. It's in beautiful shape. has no off-gassing on it, and yeah, that's the record. It's in stunning condition, right? All right, so we are down to the grand finale, and anyone who thinks that this was all staged because all of these are, open, it's not a coincidence. It's reality. That's during that time period, those sleeves existed. And from what I can see, there was no off-gassing marks, no hazing on any of my albums. The last one is this amazing record, the Modern Jazz Quartet, an Oscar Peterson trio at the Opera House. This is 1957, folks. 1957. This record is 60 years old. That's old. That's a long time to be in one of these. Yep. This is what a this is what a poly bag looks like when it has not been opened. Concaved on the bottom and square on top, perforated. See that perforation there? That perforation is what we're going to tear open right now to inspect the condition of this record. As you can see, I'm going to do this too, so you can see it is not opened. See that? I am literally holding it by the baggie. It's not opened. We're going to open it right now by literally just grabbing it on one end, breaking it off, or breaking that. Let's see if it breaks. Yeah, there you go. Seal just broke, and we'll continue to tear. Listen to that. You can hear the perforation. Hear that? Voila. It has now officially been opened. And we're going to take it out and pray. Now this has been sealed. If there was going to be any off-gassing or hazing, this record would probably be a victim. I'm praying because it is otherwise looks pretty good. It's beautiful. It's just stunning. And it doesn't look like it's been resealed. There's no spindle marks. You see any spindle marks there? None. None there. And none on the other side. It's a beautiful mint record. The only thing left for me to do is play it. Yeah, I'm super excited. I've heard good things and not so good things about this record, but the guy at All Music, he apparently doesn't like the speed at which Oscar Peterson plays. Well, that's his preference, but nevertheless, Oscar Peterson, one of the greatest piano players of all time, inspired Bill Evans and many other piano players. But he did say that the Modern Jazz Quartet, which is on the other side of this record, was amazing. Just absolutely incredible. So I'm very excited to hear this, for the first time it's ever been played. It's going to sound absolutely amazing. Want to hear it? Okay, I'll give you a little needle drop. That sounded pretty good. There ain't nothing wrong with that record. And it's been in that baggie, sealed for 60 years. Yep, a poly baggie made out of some sort of poly plastic material. I doubt if it's got any PVC in it, otherwise it would probably have been off-gassed. Maybe there's a touch in here, I don't know. Scientists out there, chime in for me. Let me know if you know what the composition is of these baggies, if they have any PVC additives in them at all. But this record being sealed for 60 years in this plastic baggie got away pretty unscathed, and you can hear for yourself, it sounds pretty darn good. So I hope we cleared up any confusion as to whether or not these poly inner sleeves existed in the 50s and 60s and into the 60s. They clearly do. And as do the paper inner sleeves as well, because we probably all have more paper inner sleeves than we have these baggies. I don't know why, but they apparently use the baggies less often than they used paper inner sleeves. But we cleared that up today. So thanks for joining me on another episode of the Vinyl Record Mission. And until the next dig or the next video, take care.
If you haven't, make sure you hit like and subscribe to the Vinyl Record Mission so that way you don't miss out on any future content. More videos coming your way.